I'll never forget the first time I had to see Pete Rose. I was with the Giants. He came in to pinch hit one time with the Cincinnati down there, and he walked, and he ran to first. Now, all the players on the bench, who's this guy? You know, and they said, what are you trying to prove? Who are you trying to show up or something like that, kidding around?
Well, first of all, I might add that I've been doing that since I was about 9 years old. I remember one time my father and I was watching Enos Slaughter play a game, and he got a base on balls, and he sprinted to first base, and my father said, now that's the way to play the game of baseball, with some intensity, and get down to first base so you can get on the second, get on the third, and get in the score.
Scoring and winning go hand in hand. As many individual records as Pete has, victory for the team has always been his first priority. With that in mind, it should come as no surprise that he's played in more winning games than any man in baseball history. Even his head-first slide, a long-time trademark, is done with more in mind than just getting the uniform dirty.
I slide head first for several reasons, Lou. One, I think it's the fastest. Two, I think it's the safest. How many times have you seen a guy slide into second base with his head up like this and looking up in the sky, and the ball's in the center field? By the time he picks the ball up, he can't go to third. If you slide head first, your peripheral vision is going to pick up that little white rat when it squirts away from the infielder, if it does.
Just as Fountain Square in Cincinnati is the city's best-known landmark, the best-known trademark of Pete's early career was hustle. Soon, however, he came to personify another word, aggressive. Two plays in Pete's career illustrate his aggressiveness best. The first occurred in the 1970 All-Star Classic with the game on the line and Ray Fosse blocking the plate.
A lot of things went through my mind, one being that I was going to stand there and take basically whatever happened.
I started to slide head first, and I saw where I couldn't be safe because Ray was up the line and he had the plate blocked, and all I could visualize me doing is breaking both my collarbones. And what happened is I just tried to go over him and hit the plate with my hand, and I hit him with my knee on the shoulder.
I just stood there, as it turned out, up the line about 3 feet in the base path, and took exactly what happened, and that being that Pete Rose tried to score and ran me over.
You know, some people say, well, how in the heck can he play like that in an all-star game? What does that got to do with it? I play like that in a spring training game. I mean, if you learn to play to win, it doesn't matter what the situation is. You got to try to win. Plus, my father was at that game, and if I'd have slid like a little sissy or something, he'd have waited outside and kicked the hell out of me after the ball game.
The 1973 National League Championship Series between the Reds and the New York Mets saw Rose and Bud Harrelson mix it up when Pete went into second base aggressively trying to help his team prolong an inning.
I broke up a double play, hard as I could do, hard as I could slide. I broke up a double play, and Bud looked at me and he called me a name because I hit him too hard. And I can't tell you the name he called me, but all I could tell you the same thing I told him, hey, you don't know me that well. And all I did is went over and I just, he was coming in a little disgusted, I guess, and I just grabbed him. Then all of a sudden, someone coming behind and started hitting me, and that's when I went mad. I went crazy. And I'd do the same thing tomorrow if it happened.
In 1984, Pete was married again. His second wife, Carol, presented him with another son. Carol and Pete named the boy Tyler after Ty Cobb, the man whose all-time record for hits Pete so relentlessly pursued. Pete remembers his own father as the man who influenced his character the most.
I wish I could become half the man my dad was. I think that's another similarity that Ty Cobb and I have. We both had great father and son relationships, which really there isn't that many of those today. I don't think there's as many fathers that really feel about their son, or maybe there is a day, but I just don't think there's a lot of real close father and son relationships today like they were when we were kids.
It's worth noting that Ty Cobb himself was also influenced greatly by his father, and he played the game of baseball as aggressively as any man before or since. Pete Rose plays baseball the way Ty Cobb would have enjoyed it.
Ty was a pretty big man. He's 6'2" something, 190-some pounds. And he was just a very fierce competitor and very mean guy. Not nasty. I'm not saying nasty. I'm just saying he just loved to fight. He didn't mind fighting. And that's the way he approached the game.
Hello everyone. I spend a lot of time trying to get you guys nice videos, so please subscribe to this page. Thank you.